Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is your Wellness Wednesday post. Today we are talking about calling it out. Have you ever held your tongue to keep the peace, but then later regretted it because you just wanted to get your point across, or you didn't get your point across and you just stayed silent to keep the peace? Now you're frustrated. We're going to focus on calling things out because, baby, we need to be able to say what's on our mind. We need to be able to effectively communicate to the people that are important to us, friends, family, loved ones. Communication is key. And calling things out shouldn't be messy and it shouldn't come off confrontational. It needs to be honest and offer some clarity. When you're calling something out, you want to make sure you're being clear, you're being honest, and your emotions are in check, okay? Feel however you want to feel before you go and have that conversation. But when you're going to call something out, come to the table with a calm demeanor and with your thoughts in order. Whether it's a friend crossing a boundary, or a partner brushing past your emotions, or even holding back your true feelings, calling it out is important because you aren't keeping the peace, baby. You're erasing yourself. Let's be honest, we can't expect people to know how to treat us or talk to us if we don't tell them, if we don't express how we feel, what hurt us, what's bothering us, so on and so forth. People should not be the blame if you're not willing to open your mouth and communicate how you feel. If you never told somebody you didn't like cheese on your eggs, then how are you going to get mad because they put cheese on your eggs? Communicate that you don't want cheese on your eggs. And that's just a small example, but I had to make it that small and that simple just so that people can understand the point I'm trying to make. Communicating is important because you should be able to name how you feel, what bothered you, the action that the person did or said, and why it offended you or bothered you. Learning how to have these important conversations will save your relationships. It's not an issue to tell somebody, hey, this bothered me, or hey, I didn't like how you said X, Y, and Z to me. It's showing up for yourself. It's loving you. It's protecting yourself. Peace comes from that, not from staying silent. So here's 5 important points to keep in mind when you want to call something out. Number 1, silence breeds confusion or assumptions. If you're not sharing how you feel to somebody and you're staying silent, people can only do what they know. Fill in the blank. If you don't say you don't like something, someone can assume that you do like something. If you express that you didn't want X, Y, and Z to happen, someone can only assume that it was okay or that you didn't have a problem with it or that they just didn't know. And you don't want to leave that open for people to just fill in the blanks with their own reasoning because you want to be clear about how you want to be treated, how you want to be talked to, or anything in between. Allowing people to fill in the blanks with their own reasoning cripples the relationship because you're constantly trying to realign and refocus your partner or your friend or your family member for them to know exactly how you want to be treated. If you're not just coming right out and saying it and allowing them to fill in the blanks, they're going to continue to do what they feel is best unless you tell them otherwise. Number 2, and I know this is hard for some people that are just not confrontational at all. Don't look at calling things out as being confrontational. Look at it as being honest with yourself. It's providing clarity for the person that you're calling things out too. Don't look at it as you're starting drama. You're being honest, and the right people will accept what you're saying and try to find some understanding. Number 3, this isn't the blame game. So I encourage you to use I statements like I felt like or I don't like when. It's not accusing someone saying, you do this all the time or you didn't when you did this to me. No. Instead say, I felt hurt when you yelled at me. I felt hurt when you accused me of. I felt hurt. I felt bothered. I felt annoyed. I felt, not you, because as soon as you step out there accusing someone or blaming them about something, they're immediately just going to shut down and shut off. I know I would. Like, excuse me, wait, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Especially if they don't agree, right? So a good way to frame the statement is I didn't like when I had to walk an extra mile when I tried to communicate that I needed to be picked up by 7:30. find a better way to communicate what you feel versus accusing and blaming. Number 4, respectful communication builds your relationships. It makes them stronger in all actuality. Tough conversations do make relationships stronger, and it's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes in these conversations because they are uncomfortable. But when you're protecting yourself, when you're trying to create peace in your life with your relationships, family, friends, romantic, sometimes the conversations might be a little uncomfortable. And that is a feeling that we all should embrace because being uncomfortable makes us stronger. It helps us to recognize the next time we go through something like this, I already know what to expect. So I can prepare myself, or I can change how I feel going into it or coming out of it, whatever the case may be. And not everyone, to be honest, not everyone will understand, and not everyone will find understanding in your relationship or what you're trying to convey. And that is okay too, because in that instance, you're learning who should be a part of your life and who should not be a part of your life, or how close someone is to you. You don't have to completely cut them out, but you know where you need to set some boundaries, right? Or now you learn how you need to handle this type of person. It's still a win-win situation when you respectfully communicate to someone. They'll take what you said and they'll go back and they'll think about it. Trust me. They may not have said something then, or they may have said a mouthful, but I'm sure they are still thinking about what you said to them. So as long as you come into it respectfully, honest, and offering clarity and not being accusatory, things will work out. And number 5, last but not least, boundaries do not hurt your relationships. They build them, they make them stronger. When somebody knows how to love you, they can love you to the best of their ability. When someone knows how you want them to show up in your life and they want to show up that way, they will do it effortlessly because you told them so. They will do it because they are excited to love you the way that you want to be loved, be the friend to you the way you want to be friended. That's not even a statement. I just, sometimes you just got to go with the flow. Okay. But the point is, if something bothers you, don't be afraid to say so. Don't be afraid to, in your eyes, maybe start a little drama. No. Don't be afraid to be honest. Don't be afraid to be clear about your boundaries, things you desire, how you want to be treated, spoken to, loved on. Because if you don't communicate that, no one will know, or people will assume, and they'll treat you how they want to treat you. So call it out and don't be afraid to speak your truth, to be honest, and to offer clarity in a relationship that you want to build to make it stronger. Sometimes apology is needed. Sometimes space is needed. Sometimes a little break in between to gather your thoughts is needed. But don't forget to call it out respectfully. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I hope you found it helpful and there's some points that you could take away with you. I had struggled with calling things out for a while in my life. I just always wanted to keep the peace. And I'm better at regulating my emotions than other people, I feel like. So I would always just try to keep the peace. But I did recognize in those moments where keeping the peace almost felt like erasing myself in the moment because I didn't let people know exactly how I felt. And in return, that made them grow resentful or confused because I never made an issue about it before. And so I just encourage you to call things out, communicate respectfully, offer clarity, be honest with yourself, and love on the people that are offering understanding. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that post bell notification so you're updated every time I upload a new video. And with that, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.